Hi friends, spend big on infra for revival, says advisor to the Prime Minister of India. Now friends, I'm going to present this article in this video and I'm really concerned about the economy of my country and what I feel, so do the advisors of the Prime Minister. I too feel that if India invests in infrastructure that will revive the economy faster, it will remove the unemployment that is hampering the mindset of so many depressive Indians right now. So, Prime Minister Narendra Modi's key economic advisors have proposed an investment led stimulus by the government to help revive the economy. As we know, currently our rate of interest is hovering somewhere around 4 to 5% after Reserve Bank of India took so much of initiative. Number one. Number two, as of now, we are comfortable with the fiscal deficit and India can afford to spend more as far as fiscal deficit is concerned. So, if we invest in infrastructure, it will add value to the economy, it will boost the economy, infrastructure creation will increase the GDP. So, if the even if we go higher on fiscal deficit, but if our GDP improves at the same time, so the ratio of fiscal deficit to GDP will be still very comfortable. So that's the whole idea behind it. And friends, let's not forget that coronavirus has created so much of unemployment, especially in migrant laborers, lower income group, and even lower middle group and the middle class. So many unskilled, skilled, and professionals get the job if investment is done in infrastructure. Going forward, as it is written here also, that spending on infrastructure along with an upgrade of urban facilities, it is expected to create durable jobs and asset creation, and general demand will also go up. The Niti Ayog also feel the so. The Economic Advisory Council to the PM and the Chief Economic Advisor has made this presentation to the government. So rest is on page 13. I will continue with that. And as you can see here too, the don't be bogged down by deficit target. As I was mentioning you, our fiscal deficit is not that horrifying or annoying or something which can be a matter of worry as of now. So we can go further in our spending and let the fiscal deficit expand. So by spending in infrastructure, if the GDP rises, we are still in a win-win situation. As it is written, speedy disinvestment can help reduce the gap and boost spending. The need to focus on higher expenditure as the way out of current economic situation. Now, my friends, as we all know, BPCL, Bharat Petroleum Corporation Limited, already the government had the plan to disinvest, but because of coronavirus, things went hayway. Now, disinvestment process is now again gaining the momentum. As you all know, government is determined to disinvest BPCL. The idea is not only to get money out of it, because BPCL, as you know, is among the Navratnas and is a profit making public sector unit. But the whole idea behind it is that in the oil distribution companies, there has to be some competition, because as of now, HPCL, Indian Oil, BPCL, and others all are owned by the government. So there has to be some competition. If BPCL is owned by some private organization, it will bring in competition which will be good for the public of India. And at the same time, the government will also get crores of rupees to invest in infrastructure, which is more important. And as we all know, the policy of the current government is minimum government, maximum governance. So government has no business to be in healthcare, in Indian Railway, in oil distribution, because this can be taken care of by the private organizations. As now that I have mentioned Indian Railways, I'll bring to the knowledge of my audience, my friends, that Indian Railway is also bringing privatization on Indian railway stations like Gwalior, Nagpur, Amritsar, and one more, I've forgotten the name. So currently there are four Indian railway stations all over India which have already been given to some private organization, and here on they will maintain its the railway station. So everything that you see on the Indian railways station on these four stations will be manned and maintained by the private organization. So it is a good step, and even privatization of BPCL is also a good idea. Now, going forward, officials argued that the rupees 20 lakh Atmanirbhar Bharat package, which saw only around 1% high government spending, had met the result as the economy was not ready to deal with the greater spending on infrastructure creation at that time. And here I will agree that, as we have seen for the last 1 decade at least, private people are not investing in the Indian economy. It is henceforth very clear. So, when the private organizations are not doing capital investment, somebody will have to do, and that somebody is Indian government, union government as well as the state governments. No, that's a matter of debate and topic which can be taken in another video of mine, why the private organizations are not investing in India. The reasons are many, and one of them is that there is not sustainability as far as the policy of the Indian government and state government is concerned. This was seen in Vodafone, where in retrospective tax was imposed, and this was not liked by companies like Vodafone. Similarly, when it comes to ease of doing business, there are many parameters in doing ease of business, and one of that parameter is honoring the contract acts. So whenever two parties make any contract, that should be honored. And to my dear friends, it is a comedy, and we have seen that in various contracts which involve government on one side and the private party on one side, the contract has not been honored. And who has not honored the contract? It is the government, and the government can be Indian government as well as the state government. In various contracts that involve Indian government on one side and the private organization on the other side, the private people complain, and it has been seen that at some places Indian government has not met the contractual agreements. Similarly, I remember one of the videos wherein Mr. Nair from L&T pointed out that in one of the contracts which was signed between the government of Punjab and L&T, the government of Punjab did not paid L&T for quite a long time, and still some of the payment is still pending on the part of Punjab government to L&T. So L&T is yet to receive the payment after number of years. So herein where things go wrong. So that's why that's one of the one of the point why private people are not doing investment. So I will take that in another video. Most economists have estimated a 5% contraction during the first quarter, with even the government and RBI not ruling out lower economic output during the entire financial year, which will be the first in over 4 decades. So, my dear friends, as you already know, CRISIL, many other rating agencies, ICRA, World Bank have predicted that in the current financial year 2020-21, the GDP of India is going to contract within the range of 4-5% to 9%. So that's a high range, and India will see the this extent of contraction for the first time after independence. So it's again a matter of debate. Going forward, my dear friends, while the Economic Advisory Committee to PM was headed by Bibek Dubaroy and who had some ideological differences, the Niti Aayog has suggested that government could significantly step up the investment, especially in railways, ports, airports, logistics, connecting state capitals through a more extensive network. Uh, Good that we should invest in such areas, but my view says that Indian government should invest more on railways because the transportation by railways is pretty cheap, sustainable, and energy saving. While the rupees 100 lakh crore national infrastructure pipeline will prove the much needed impetus to productive asset creation, some of the projects are seen to be long gestation and may take years to implement. So as we know, just few months back before Corona, government had come out with a plan of 100 lakh crore national infrastructure ideology, wherein the government expected that private sector will contribute to the tune of 45 to 55% in capital investment. But many of you, especially those in the private sector, will agree that with the kind of environment that is going on in the country for the last decade or two, and especially after coronavirus, the private investor will think not only twice, thrice, but maybe 5 or 10 times before investing because the profit margins have gone to the dogs because of various other reasons in addition to coronavirus. Government sources said that projects also need to be implemented quickly, unlike those such as the dedicated freight corridor, which has been under construction for years and is running behind schedule. So, my dear friends, dedicated freight corridor is one of the good, wonderful projects, but it is very late and it still take another 2 years. An aggressive push for privatization of state-run companies has also been suggested as a means of ramp-up funds and get rid of inefficiency in the public sector enterprises. I agree here, especially Indian railways need a lot of privatization, and I believe that privatization done here in Indian railways will reap benefits faster. So Indian railway must be privatized as soon as possible. So it is still under the consideration of the Prime Minister's office that what it is saying. So this was one of the articles, my dear friends, published in Times of India on 17th of July, Friday, Delhi edition. Thank you.